I feel like the last 3 videos have started out with me saying something like, hey, we're gonna stop by the Rainbow Scales and drop off that ticket. We're gonna drop off that ticket. We're for sure doing it tonight. No longer chasing the rainbow. Gonna actually touch the pot of gold by mere fact that that trailer is attached to my truck. All right, returning back to the scene of the incident. I called the other day to these scales and I asked him, I said, hey, it seems like it would be easier to get to the parking if I came through the loaded side. The guy told me, I talked to him on the phone, he goes, no, you can go through the loaded or the unloaded side. Up here I need to make a right. I feel kind of like a dick because I'm gonna need one of these guys to let me in on the right from the loaded side, but I am gonna go through the left lane. That's kind of what the officer was instructing me to do. He said I could go through the loaded lane, but just to use my turn signal up here like a regular car, and somebody would let me in. But I need to get through this line of trucks. Got the
after 800 feet,
yeah, I know where I'm going. I got tired on the way up here. This was not really a long haul. I know OTR guys probably hear some local guy being like, I'm tired. I've seen the guy who says people like me have soft hands. I'm not complaining either. I'm not trying to garner any sympathy. My daughter had a dental appointment today in the middle of the day, and in the middle of the day I'm usually sleeping, so it just kind of threw me off a little bit. But I'm kind of wishing now I went through the loaded lane, because I just feel like I'm getting ready to be an ass. Was debating on even stopping now. Like, what would be a worst case scenario? Would be like, hey, thanks for getting the ticket signed off, let's do like a level 1 inspection. And not that I'm afraid of a level 1 inspection, just that I have an Amazon trailer attached to me, and Amazon, even though they say that they will give you a pass for a DOT inspection, I have had first-hand experience where they have not with me. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the signal on now so the Costco truck knows I need over. Instructed me to do, just pull into one of these spots. Alright, I think I'm out of everyone's way. Let's go get this ticket signed off. I'm not gonna lie, I am taking Lou with me for good luck. Let's find out if dogs are allowed in the scales. They're either gonna let me go or get arrested. Let's go down here to the trucker entrance. Got my truck trailer right there. Got the signed off ticket in hand. I am going to shut this camera off when I walk in. I don't want to go in and stick a camera in someone's face. I don't like doing that to people. I would include law enforcement as people. I know I probably legally could go in there and record, but it's not really my MO here. Trucker entry. All right, Lou, let's see if you're allowed inside. Piece of cake. Officer in there was so friendly, so helpful. I had a little chat. One thing that I cleared up with him, one question I've been kind of dying to ask. I hear rumors, and I hear people say sometimes like, oh yeah, you know, if you need an inspection, you know, because I've had two, and I passed one, and then I had that stop lamp switch go out for the other one, and it's so embarrassing for me trying to do everything right, trying to do everything by the numbers. And hey, my fault. I had a stop lamp switch out one night, got put out of service. So it's embarrassing for me to look at my CVSA score and see like the national average is like 22%, and here's me stat trucking with a 50% out of service rate. That kind of, it hurts my pride a little bit like that. But you know, hey, I deserve to have it. I was non-compliant that night. I'm not arguing with that. If it were an option to come through here, stop and be like, hey, could we do an inspection? I absolutely would do that, just to get that CVSA. You all right, Lou? Just to get that CVSA score other than 50%, because that does hurt me. That hurts my pride a little bit. But he told me that I guess it's like a federal thing, and again, this is one officer's opinion. I believe him, but he's just said that they stopped doing the voluntary inspections because people were using the scales as like a free mechanic, basically just coming through and being like, oh yeah, tell me what's wrong with the truck, I'll go get it fixed. So that so they stopped doing that, and that was his reasoning behind it. And he said it was done on like the federal level. Whether or not, you know, if you have information on that, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know more about that. As somebody with a 50% out of service score, trust me, I'd love to know every little trick in the book. But gonna let Lou sniff around out here. You doing all right, Lou? We're heading out of the scales. Next stop is at that drop in Paris. What are you doing? Oh my God. All right, guys, I'm tired. I'm turning in. This is probably the closest I've come to just be like, you know what? I know I'm 100 miles from my house. I may just like sleep for a little bit. I did not sleep enough today. I was driving up here, I mean, sometimes I kind of rejuvenate a little bit looking at the load board. I was coming up here, there was you know, I was just keeping track. What I was looking at is like what loads are dropping, but then more importantly, how quick are they disappearing? I mean, they had like a little Rialto to Rialto for $90 a mile. They dropped another one of those. Here's Eastville to San Bernardino. They dropped this at, let's see, this was at 829 on the way up here, 854 a mile. Eastville to San Bernardino, that was at 830, 850. They did a little Rialto to San Bernardino, 1073. So you can see that these things were all, I mean, they were dropping profitable loads. I have no doubt that if I stayed out longer, I would. The problem is all of these disappeared within, most of them within 15 seconds. Some of them lasted for 30 seconds. None of them made it to 45 seconds. So obviously the competition is fierce. The other thing I fear about booking loads up here, when you see this little deadhead distance thing there in the middle, I had this search centered out of Paris because I knew that's where I was going to end up. I typically do that whenever I'm heading somewhere. You're okay, Lou. We're going to get out in just a sec. Whenever I'm heading somewhere, I will start a search from where I'm going to end up at, just to kind of like lessen my deadhead, just make it more like more of an effective operation type of thing like that. When they say 26.34 miles of deadhead, that means it's as the crow flies. I learned this the other day when I was over dropping off at the farm and I booked that load over in Anaheim. I think they told me that load was 19 miles. Well, it's 19 miles if I could fly there. The problem is once I had to drive there, 19 became 31. And even though this is Southern California, even though I'm up here, I would hate to gauge something wrong and have it affect my performance. It's hard for me to talk right now. I'm that tired. But yeah, I'd hate for it to affect my performance, that type of stuff. The competition's fierce. I'm tired. I mean, all signs point to either sleep in the truck for a little bit, take a little nap, or go back home. I am actually going to take Lou out. We're going to hit up the In-N-Out Burger here off of Nuevo Road. I'm going to go get me a double-double, and I'm going to get him a Flying Dutchman off that secret menu. So this is, I wish I had a longer night. I wish there was more to show, but I mean, this is like the first time this has happened to me. I shouldn't have come out tonight. I'll just be honest. I shouldn't be here. I don't even care about the money I made. I'm physically exhausted. So gonna turn it in here. As always, appreciate you for watching. Hope this video serves you well. I'm gonna get some rest. You take care.